Okay, so how about this? Can you hear me now? Let me know if you can hear me.
Cases are in southern Florida, in the Miami, Fort Lauderdale, Broward County area.
Can hear you.
Can you hear me now? Can you see me and can you hear me?
Yeah, both.
Okay, you can see me and you can hear me. Okay, finally we figured it out. Hallelujah. Okay, this has been an interesting experience, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see, how do I get to Zoom? So Alex, just give me a thumbs up. Are we good? You can hear me, you can see me? Alex, can you hear, see?
Yeah.
Perfect.
Can hear you.
How many people do we have on YouTube? Still waiting patiently.
We have about 76 people watching.
76 people watching. Oh my gosh! And you've been waiting patiently for me. Well, that's the definition of love, as far as I'm concerned.
David, can you look at your phone?
Yes. How about this? Can you? Are we clear? Give me a thumbs up on the computer. Are we good? Alex, Nick, we good?
Yeah, you're good. I just think you need to adjust your camera on the phone.
No, just my camera to do what? What are you seeing? Are you seeing the bottom half of my face?
And the sushi pictures in it.
Huh? What are you seeing? I have two views going. Which one are you seeing?
We see you, and then I know you wanted to get sushi.
I don't care about sushi right now. I care about the people, the 76 people who are waiting. Can they see me clearly?
I can see you, yeah.
Okay, you can see can you see my two fingers?
Yeah.
You can see my two fingers. Okay. So, should we start? Are we good? My technical folks, are we good? Okay, thank you for joining. I heard it's been a nice technical ordeal over here. What time is it? 30 minutes to go, which is starting? Having trouble with Instagram Live, having trouble with Facebook Live, having trouble with YouTube Live. Look, I'm going to make it worth it for you. Thank you so much for joining. I'm not sure how long this is going to last. You know, it's supposed to be a 30, 45-minute thing. We're 30 to 45 minutes late. But you're not going to regret it. First, I want to thank my friends, the ones who, have been following me on social media, the ones who've been listening to the things I've been saying. And I appreciate you very much. And thank you for the new people, the new followers, the new ones who have joined today. You're going to learn some things that are going to help you. But an introduction is warranted. You need to know who I am. My name is David Adefeso. I have an interesting background, that started, many years ago. I grew up in Lagos, Nigeria, an immigrant. I came to the US, I was 21 years old. My 21st birthday, I left. I didn't feel like I had enough opportunities back home. And I came and I got to JFK, 21, November 23rd, and I had $250. I had to get from JFK to Los Angeles on 250. And can you imagine a one-way ticket in 1990? Average cost was maybe $900 to go from JFK to LAX, and I had to do it. And I pretty much went from terminal to terminal to terminal looking for an airline to take me. And it pretty much took about 5.5 hours, almost 6 hours to find this airline called Braniff. They took me, for $198. The airline is out of business now. Go figure. Look, they helped me out, man. I got love for them. I got to LA at $58 and really no friends. And 4 years later, I was at Harvard Business School. I was one of the youngest to ever attend Harvard. I was 24 years old, the business school. I spent, before that, I used to, I passed the CPA exams, all three parts at one sitting. Only 3% of people do it. I got a job on Wall Street, investing and working for some of the billionaires and millionaires. 4 years later, I was at Harvard Business School. I spent, before that, I used to, I passed the CPA exams, all three parts at one sitting. Only 3% of people do it. I got a job on Wall Street, investing and working for some of the billionaires and millionaires. and some of the largest corporations in the world. I did $10 billion deals, $8 billion deals for some companies that you know. And right now, I've built a significant company, a multi-million-dollar company that advises people and does, is in the financial world. Along the way, I had a lot of experiences. There was a time I was homeless, pretty much, for almost 3 months. I didn't exactly live on the street, but I was close. There were times I didn't have enough food to eat. I didn't know where dinner was going to come. There were times when it was so bad that when I graduated, I got to Harvard. Luckily, when I graduated, I didn't get my diploma. Most people don't know this. It's actually the first time I've ever said this. I didn't get my diploma for 2 years, my actual certificate, because I could pay the fee, the school fees, even after I graduated. I was so broke. And so I've been poor. And now, God willing, I'm not. And so I know, I understand what it means not to have money. I understand what many of you are going through. And so people ask me, well, yeah, you've been there, now you're here. How do you, why are you doing this? Why are you teaching people? Why are you talking about finance? Um, I'll tell you why I'm doing this broadcast. The Brookings Institute wrote a paper in 2013 that talked about the egregious disparity of wealth in America today. The wealth disparity and income inequality that we have today is putting a kibosh on this thing called social migration. Social migration is your opportunity. It's the way, the method in which you advance in life, wherever you are. You want to buy a new car, you want to buy a new house, you want to make more money, you want to get a new job. You have to move into a different social strata. It's called social migration. What's holding most people back is the disparity of wealth. They're the rich people and they're the not so rich people. And so the Brookings Institute said something which is pretty interesting. That disparity of wealth, which is caused by income inequality, income ain't fair in America, and it ain't equal. Income inequality is basically becoming permanent. Listen to that for a second. Income inequality in the US, which is putting a kibosh on social migration, the ability of you and your children to make more money, to be happier, to buy a better house, to rise, is being reduced and may become permanent, which means for many of you watching, many of you are doing well, but there's others who, yourself and your kids and your kids' kids and your kids' kids may never be as wealthy as Donald Trump's kids or Jeff Bezos's kids. It's becoming permanent. And so part of what I'm trying to do today is break that hold. I work with the 1%. I work with those rich people. I represent them. I work with millionaires. I work with billionaires. I've worked with the largest companies in the universe. And I see how some of these people make their money. And I see how they keep their money and how they pass it to their kids and their kids' kids and their kids' kids' kids. Meanwhile, a certain population, a certain, what I call the 99%, we'll talk about you guys in a second, and us, in a second, the 99% are held back. And their kids and their kids and their kids' kids may never actually achieve the American dream. Let's talk about this income. And so that's why I'm doing it. I'm speaking because I want to break that chain. The rich are getting richer and richer and richer, and the poor and the less wealthy, the 99%, are getting poorer and poorer and poorer. This is the worst period of social migration we've ever had in our existence. Ever since 1980, between 1950 after the Industrial Revolution and through 1980, things were good. You could, this thing called the American dream. You could go to school, you could buy a house, you could, get married, you could buy a car, you could have a nice picket fence, and you could send your kids to a good school and they become millionaires and their kids become millionaires. Right now, that dream is not as it should be. And it started in the 1980s. So people talk about this 1%, what's the 1% versus the 99%? Now, this 1% are people who make an average of $421,000 a year. The other 99% make an average of $50,000 a year. 50,000, that's it. So by default, if there's 100 people watching this broadcast, one of you makes about 400,000. The other 99 make about $50,000. Now imagine what it is to make 50,000 in America today. You got to pay your rent. God forbid, buy a mortgage. How you going to buy a mortgage on $50,000? You know how much houses is? You can get maybe a nice garage in the backyard of someone. But you got to pay your rent. You got to, buy food. You got to pay your taxes. You got to pay for tuition for college. You got to buy books for your kids. You have to, if you're working, 2-family home, you get a babysitter. There's no money to save. There's nothing left at the end of the day. And so that 99% who make an average of $50,000, this is excluding the 1% who make $421,000 on average. Those 50,000, those 99% are unable to do the things that are necessary to advance in life. Social migration, they are unable to move up. I'm going to break that chain for you today, starting today. I'm going to show you the ways that you can break that chain, which means increase your income, reduce your expenses, save more, turn your income into something that works for you, not you always working hard. Sometimes, Americans, we work a lot, we work a lot of hours. I'm going to show you starting today how you can make more money, turn your income into something that is elastic, works for you, reduce your taxes, and essentially re-engineer for you what the American dream means. Because for many people, it's staying where they are or things even getting worse. So that's why I'm doing it. I'm doing it to help you make a difference. Now, today, we're going to talk about something that, what I promised you, taxes. As an investment guy, people come up to me and they say, oh, I want to make, 8% rate of return. I manage money, right? I want to make 9%, I want to make 10% rate of return. I make 12% rate of return. And then I look at them, I say, well, yeah, okay, maybe we can make 8 or 9 or 10%, whatever it is, but have you considered the 40% or 38% or 39% that you're paying in taxes? You're worried about the 8% investment return or the 9% investment return. You're not concerned about the 40% you're giving to the government. Now, taxes are necessary. They're necessary evil. We got cops, we got, nice streets, we got security, we have, nice roads, so our taxes are working. But the people on the bottom, the 99%, end up paying a huge amount more in taxes than they should. So my job today, let's see, something came on here. So my job today is to show you how to minimize those taxes and how to, basically, break those chains. So now, I'll give you one more example. There was at Harvard Business School, there was a guy who came to speak to us. His name was Warren Buffett, one of my heroes. He's a little guy, and he came, he spoke. We all want to go talk to him. This is around 95. And Warren Buffett said something that was very interesting many years ago. He said, he's a billionaire worth, tens of billions of dollars. He said, I did a survey of his office. He did a survey of his office. And he found that he paid 17.4% in income taxes, 2% less than his secretary, who made, maybe $50,000 or $60,000. Here's a billionaire who's making billions per year, who's paying less than a secretary. Why? In taxes, less than her in taxes. Why? Well, because that secretary, first of all, or that assistant, or that guy who works in the back office, he doesn't think through what taxes mean. Let me explain that to you. There's a gazillion different types of taxes we pay, right? We don't even know it. First thing is income taxes, right? Maximum tax rate is 37%. So let's say you pay 25%, 30%. Let's say you're not even in the maximum. Then you got to pay state taxes. When in states that have state taxes, 8, 9, 10%. So right there is talking about, because 35, 40%. Now I've heard, just a little diversion that lower tax states work better. Yes and no. Lower tax states or states, like Texas that don't tax you on income tax, they actually get you in different ways. Your property taxes are higher. In Delaware, low taxes, but they have this thing where they tax you corporations on the amount of stock that you have. So states figure out a way to make money, whether it's income taxes or property taxes or sales taxes or whatever it is. And so income taxes. So the average person pays, anywhere between 28 and 38%, maybe 40% in income taxes. Well, that's not all. How about property taxes? You buy a nice house. Well, you got to pay anywhere between 1 and 2% in property taxes, depending on what part of the state you live or what part of the country you live. So you buy a house for $500,000, that's $10,000 right there. But you only make $60,000 and you already paid income taxes. So now you got to pay property taxes. How about sales taxes, right? You go to a store and you buy a book, or you buy a desk, or you buy, you go to a restaurant, and then you look at the bill and it's 8, 9, 10% in sales taxes. Well, that's not all. Gasoline taxes, you pump gasoline, those taxes are almost 50%, right? You fly to, you go on a vacation, look at the airline taxes, right? There are taxes upon tax. There's estate taxes, taxes while you're alive. There's taxes when you die. There's taxes upon taxes upon taxes upon taxes. The biggest part of your expenses, it's not that house, it's not the food, it's not the, the tuition, it's taxes. And it eats away, it's a silent, what I call a silent killer. Today, I'm gonna give you 5, maybe 6, maybe 7 ways for you to start now to reduce your taxes, right now. Things you can do today to reduce your taxes, right? Things that will save you $1,000 or $2,000 or $3,000 or $5,000 starting today. Okay, so for those of you who have to deal with the technical difficulties, it's going to be worth it for you. But first, I want to say something. I've always had this saying, knowledge is power. The more knowledge you have, the more powerful you are. It's not true. Knowledge plus action is power. Knowledge plus action is power. It doesn't matter how much knowledge you have. You could be the smartest person in the world. You could have all the knowledge, all the encyclopedias in your head. If you don't get up, put on some clothes, change, go out there and take action, pick up the phone and take action. If you don't make that next effort to take action, knowledge doesn't matter. So I'm going to teach you all I can on these weekly broadcasts. I'm going to start today and give you all the tips and all the ideas and all the things to help you save and make money and, make sleep money and tenants, things that can help you. I'm not sure I can help you become wealthy. I'm not sure I can. That's dependent on you, on how you take what I say and what you do with it. But what I can tell you, that if you do the things I say, if you follow the lessons I'm giving you, you will be better off in a week, in a month, in a year. You will be better off today, tomorrow, and the day after than you are today. So take action, do what you need to do. Okay, so just a little, before I start talking about the 6 or 7 things that are gonna save you money today, I need to check with my sound people. They're somewhere in, we do social distancing over here. So I got nobody around here around me. They're far away. So technical team, are we still good? Can you hear me and see me?
We're good.
Yeah, we're great.
We're great?
Yeah. Do you want to go ahead and say where you should look at?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so David, can you, when you're talking, can you look down?
Right here?
I think there's, yeah, right there.
Ah, okay, so this is the camera. They just told me I was looking at somewhere else. I thought I was looking at all of you. They just told me I was looking somewhere else. How many people do we have on? I'm an old man. I don't know how to this technology. I'm a technology guy, though, but I do software, this hardware stuff. I got lights, I got cameras, I got TV, I got all kinds of things around here, and it's just me, man. I'm used to having a staff of people, but how many people do we have on YouTube?
117.
Okay, we got a lot more. We got a lot more people than we had earlier. So this is Claire. You can see I'm speaking to you now. I'm speaking to the good people out there. Okay, how about this? Okay, are we good? Nick and Alex, a technical team.
We're good. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. I'm going to give you a few things starting today that are going to help you save money on taxes. Things you can do today. For you out there, the first thing and the most important thing, most of you are employees, right? You don't own a business. You don't have a lot of investment assets. You don't own real estate. You have a job. It's something that's called a 401k on your job. A 401k is one of the most amazing tax deductible legal tax loopholes. It's legal because the government started it. And since in 1973, the government said we're very bad savers, right? I'm going to give you this thing called the 401k that helps you. It does some magical things, right? One is it helps you reduce your taxes, right? When you put the money away. So if you make $50,000 and you put $5,000 in your 401k, it's like you only make $45,000. You save money on $5,000 of income. For many of you, that's $1,000 or $2,000. So the first thing you want to do is invest in your 401k. Well, it's not just tax deduction, it's also tax deferral. Albert Einstein is reputed to once have said, the greatest gift, the greatest force on earth is the power of compounding, which is $1 makes 10 cents. And then you have a $1.10 making $1.20 and $1.30 and $1.40. The power of compounding is amazing. What a 401k is, it's not just tax deductible. It helps your money grow without paying taxes. Taxes kill your money as you make money. Your 401k is something which is amazing. Why? Because it's tax deductible, it's tax deferred, and most of you have access to it. But that's not all. That's not all, because 95% of companies that have a 401k have what you call a 401k match, which means they give you money. So if you put in 3% of your income, they'll give you 3%. Free money. If you do 4% of your income, they'll give you 4%. Free money. Why are you not investing in your 401k? It is critically important. The first rule of saving taxes for most people who are listening, most people who have jobs, most people who get up in the morning and go to work, is investing in your 401k. It helps you reduce your income taxes, not income, your income taxes, helps you create money that grows without paying taxes, and you only pay taxes when you take it out. So one of the first and most important things that you should do is invest in your 401k. That's for individuals who are employed. For business owners, for most business owners out there, there's something that Money Magazine a few years ago called the best kept secret for small businesses. So if you're a small business owner, the best kept small secret for small businesses, defined benefit pension plans. Imagine you're a small business, you gross $200,000, $300,000, $400,000, your expenses are, 25, 35, 40%, and you're paying taxes on $120,000, you're paying $35,000, $40,000. You can eliminate those taxes. You can wipe out those taxes. How? There's this thing, Google it, defined benefit pension plan, also called a cash balance pension plan. You can take money that you're earning every month and put it into first of all, the only way normally to deduct an expense, right? The only way to reduce your taxes when you own a business is to pay an expense, right? So you pay salaries, money goes out the door. You deduct it for tax purposes. You pay rent, right? Money goes out the door. You deduct it for tax purposes, reduces your taxes. A defined benefit pension plan, also called a cash balance plan, is a way for you to pay an expense and still keep the cash in-house. It's like a 401k on steroids. It's a retirement plan for small businesses where you take money, put it away in a bucket, for you. It's your money, and you still get a tax deduction on that money. It's tax deductible and it's tax deferred. And you can do, depending on your age, up to $300,000 or so per year. In California, that'll save you about $150,000 in taxes if you're in the highest tax bracket. $150,000 in taxes, if you're a small business owner, is what you could save if you maximize your defined benefit pension plan. Now, tell me that's not worth the cost of this broadcast. I ain't even charging you anything. Well, that's not all. That's the second way to save money, a 401k and a 401k and a defined benefit pension plan. 401k for employees, a defined benefit pension plan for small businesses who are making cash flow. Well, there's more ways. One of those ways is this thing called real estate. Real estate is one of the greatest legal tax loopholes you could ever have. Now, many people, we don't talk politics over here. You know, we talk finance, we talk investments, we talk economics. But many people, you know, complain about the fact that Donald Trump didn't release his income taxes. And Donald Trump is a real estate guy. He invests in real estate. And a big part of what people said is that he didn't pay taxes. I don't know. What I do know is I have a lot of rich millionaires and billionaires who are invested in real estate, and they don't pay a lot of taxes. I bet you pay a lot more money. I have clients in real estate who make hundreds of millions of dollars. I bet you pay more as a percentage of your income in taxes than they do. Why? Because real estate has this amazing thing called depreciation. Now, let me give you an example of how depreciation works. So you buy a piece of property, right? You rent it out. Real estate, I mean investment real estate. We're going to get to your own personal real estate in a second. Investment real estate. So you buy a piece of property, right? An office building or a small single family residence. You rent it out. You make $10,000 in income. Your expenses are, say, $8,000, right? So you're supposed to, when I say income, that's rent. Expenses, well, you gotta pay the mortgage. You gotta change the floor, the carpets. You have to paint the walls. Those are all expenses on your real estate, right? So you make $10,000 and you charge $8,000. Your expenses are $8,000. So you make a $2,000 profit. So you're supposed to be paying taxes on your $2,000 profit, right? This is amazing, magical thing called depreciation. We're going to give you a tax deduction, even though there's no cash coming out. Depreciation is something that's created for you we're assuming that real estate is going down in value every year. So you have to replace it over a certain period of time, after 25 or 30 years, right? It's going down. The government allows you, because your real estate value in government terms is supposed to be going down, you technically have to be reserving money aside to replace it in 30 years. Real estate go down in value? Not overall. In some years, yes, but real estate in general goes up in value. So while you're getting these huge depreciation deductions that involve no cash coming out of your pocket, and it's eating away at your income and reducing your taxable income and reducing your taxes, your property value is going up. And guess what? If you're a real estate person, a real estate investor, not just can you deduct your expenses against the income you make on real estate, you can also deduct the net losses you make on real estate against your ordinary income. We're not going to get into that today. That's more technical. Another day I'll go into real estate investing, the tax benefits, the growth of real estate, and all those things. That's for another class. For today, real estate and the losses you can generate from real estate are one of the greatest tax loopholes in history. Your president, Donald Trump, uses it. Some of my wealthy clients use it, real estate. So the first lesson, your 401k for an individual. Second, the first thing to do, real estate for individual, 401k for individuals. Number 2, defined benefit pension plans for small businesses. 3, investment real estate. Well, investment real estate is good, but how about your own personal real estate? It's a huge tax benefit. The government allows you to buy a home, your own personal home, borrow money to buy the home and take the interest and deduct it for tax purposes. I love America. Imagine this. I buy my own home, right? I take a loan called a mortgage. My own mortgage, not yours, is mine. And I get to deduct that mortgage for tax purposes, the interest on that mortgage. Buying real estate, your own personal real estate. We already talked about investment property. Buying your own personal real estate is one of the best tax loopholes you can, legal tax loopholes that you can do. Not just can you deduct your mortgage interest, but it also helps, if you use your home, for example, you come home and you have a special part of the home that you use for your business, whether it's, your real estate broker and you work from home sometimes, or you're an investment advisor and you work from home sometimes, or whatever it is, if you have a place you work, you can actually deduct that portion of your home for tax purposes. If you have the ability to buy a piece of property for yourself, please do. It's a wonderful, wonderful tax deduction. Okay, that's not all. We got more. I got plenty more for you. I got a lot more for you on the ways to reduce your income. How are we doing? I got to check with my technical, considering what we went through the first, half an hour. I always got to keep checking with my technical. We'll get this right, but I got to keep checking on with my technical team. Technical team, how are we doing? Audio, video?
I think we look great. You're doing great.
Okay, perfect. Your tax refund. Don't count on your tax refund. I don't mean don't take it, but most people consider a tax refund they get to expect it. They look forward to it. They get the tax refund and then they go spend it, or they go save it, or they go invest it, or they go do something with it, and they're happy. Your tax refund is one of the worst things that you should be looking forward to. Let me explain. Before the comments start, let me explain. Let's say you make $50,000 or $60,000, and you get a tax refund every year of say $3,000 or $4,000. To you, that's money the government gives you back, right? It's money that you earned and you paid, and the government gives you back. Here's the problem. When the government gives you back that $3,000, they don't give you any interest. They don't give you any investment gains. They just give you your money back. If you took that money every month, instead of giving it to the IRS, if you took that money that you would have had earned on a tax rate, if you took that money and you invested that money in a mutual fund or real estate or a CD, whatever it is, if you'd invested that money, it would be growing every month and every year. Instead, you're giving a tax-free loan to the IRS. IRS don't give you tax-free loan. If you don't pay your taxes by January 31st of the first, so for 2020, well, 2020 is a little bit different because of coronavirus. But on a normal year, you're supposed to pay all of your taxes by January 31st of the subsequent year. So for 2019, you're supposed to have paid your taxes by the end of January. If you don't pay all your taxes by then, the IRS will give you penalties and interest. You got to pay penalties and interest. So on the money you owe the IRS, you got to pay penalties and interest. But on the money the IRS owes you, you don't have to pay penalties. They don't pay you any interest. They don't pay you any gains. They just give you your money back. So here's the deal. I want to give you a little exercise. How much was your tax refund last year? Take that number, right? Divided by 12. So if you earn, say, $3,000, well, let's just say you earned $1,200. Let's make it easy in your tax refund. Divide that by 12. That's $100 every month that you should be saving and not giving to the IRS. So go to your payroll provider. It's called the W-4, and make sure you might have to do a little bit of an exercise here. Fill it out in such a way to reduce the amount of deductions that you get. You may have to juggle a little bit to reduce it. So if you have 2 dependents, reduce it to 1. That way, you want that money to be coming to you instead of the IRS every month. When you get that extra $100, invested in a stock, invested in real estate, invested in a CD, whatever it is you want to invest it in, invested in something that grows for you every month. Don't give an interest-free loan to the IRS. Don't do it. They wouldn't do it for you. Don't do it for them. So that's number 5. I got more. I got a lot more. It's getting more interesting. We're getting warmer. Different. These are the secrets that very, very, very rich people use. Very rich people never pay taxes that they shouldn't pay. They're smart. They got the best tax. I used to be a tax accountant, in my early days before business school, and I worked with some of these very, very rich people even before Wall Street. I work with some of these very, very rich people and rich corporations. They never pay more taxes than they should have. They have the best tax accountants, the best tax lawyers. They have the best CPAs. They have access to resources that you, the 99%, don't have. Well, today, we're changing the game. I'm giving you the same information they use. So stay tuned. There's a lot more. These weekly things are going to get, we're going to have fun. We're going to have a lot of fun with these things. We're going to open up the unpeel the onion, and you're going to see how to preserve your wealth. Today we're talking about taxes. What else? Okay. Turn your ordinary income into investment income. Now, this is one which is easy to think about, but it's actually not easy to do, but it's something which you should do, you must do if you're going to be wealthy. And if you're going to be, to keep your wealth, right? Here's what I mean. When you go to work, right? You go to work every day, you come back home, you worked, you did a good job, you feel good, right? You make what you call ordinary income. Ordinary income, the highest rate in America is 37%, federal rate. In California, highest rate is 13.3%. That's over 50%. For the high tax bracket. Even if you don't make that much, you're not in the highest tax bracket, you're still paying 20, 25, 30, 35%, 40% even. You could turn that ordinary income into investment income. Investment income is something you earn based on investments you make. It's where you have your money working for you instead of you working with your money. I'll give you an example. It's 2 people. One of them makes $50,000 going to work every day. He works hard. He comes back and he pays, 20% taxes. So he pays 10 grand every year, right? Or 12 and a half, whatever that number is. 20%, 10 grand. There's a second guy who makes $50,000 a year. Well, that $50,000 comes from capital gains, which means he's buying and selling stocks, or he invested in stocks, or it comes from real estate, capital gains from real estate. He pays 25% maximum. He pays actually 15% regular rate, all the way down to 0. Your capital gains rate is half of your ordinary income tax rate. And all he did is just transfer ordinary income. So every time you make money, you want to be investing into something that's a capital asset. So one of the greatest ways to minimize your taxes is to take your ordinary income taxes and invest the money you're making in things that'll work for you, like stocks, like bonds, like real estate, even gold, whatever it is. That's money that's working for you. It's taxed as a capital asset when you sell it. So one of the easiest ways to reduce your taxes, turn your ordinary income, money you're working for, into investment income, money that works for you. Let's see. I have more. I have a lot more. I'm having fun now. Technical team, we're good?
We're good.
How are we on time? Okay, we'll keep going. While they're checking on that, let's keep going.
We're about an hour live.
We're about an hour live. How many people we have on now?
130.
Okay, so we have some good people on here listening. All right, I got another one for you, right? And let's see. I got so many of them. let's see which one would work for you. Let's see another one. Starting a business and incorporating a business. Okay. This is not for someone who goes to work every day, works 9 to 5, and as an employee gets a W-2. This is for many of my viewers who, in many ways, own their own business, right? Hairstylists, hairdressers, clothing designers, financial advisors who are independent, real estate brokers and real estate agents. These are for people who, often people who get 1099 income or people who are paid, outside of a W-2, right? Start a business and incorporate your business, which means LLC, S corporation, something like that. The reason why, there's a number of reasons why, but one of the biggest reasons, what starting a corporation means is you're separating your personal self from your business. First and foremost, you reduce the chances of a tax audit. The IRS in general audits about 1% of people, about 1% of us. But it audits small businesses 2.5 times higher. So if you're a small business, you're earning income, whether it's you do hair or you sell real estate or you're an investment advisor and you file a Schedule C, you call yourself a sole proprietor. That's all good. You're part of the American dream, but you have a 2.5%, 250%, 2.5 times higher chance of getting audited. Why would you want to get audited? Start a business, incorporate your business, become an LLC or an S corporation or a C corporation. S and C are probably better. S and LLC are probably better, but there's other benefits, right? You get to deduct legitimate expenses. When you're a corporation like an LLC, you do get to deduct your expenses. Your expenses for, if you go out to dinner with somebody who's a prospect, if you use a part of your home for your business, if you buy supplies, if you buy anything that you use that's remotely close to your business, any taxes, any expenses you have, you get to deduct those expenses on your corporate tax return. So please start a business, incorporate a business. The best kind of business I like is LLC because in many states it's protected from creditors, but it's also S corporations that you can set up. There's limited partnerships that you can set up, and there's even a C corporation. Although I don't like that very much for a small business because you get to pay taxes twice. So anyway. I really want to stop here for today. We've talked about a lot. We had some technical difficulties, which kept us from starting early. I apologize for that. Now we've got this figured out. We're going to have great shows. But I really want to encourage. I want to go back to what I said before, and just maybe summarize. The tenets of what we're saying, which is reducing your taxes. The greatest killer of income and wealth in America is taxes. And there's tangible things, really tangible things, but you have to take action starting today to reduce those taxes. Like I said, the first, if you're an employee, go subscribe to your 401k. Start today, start tomorrow. When you get back after coronavirus, go tell your HR person, I want a 401k. Ask him how much is the match. Make sure you put, at the very least, what the match is into your 401k. If you're a small business owner, a defined benefit pension plan. Look into it. It could save you hundreds of thousands of dollars in taxes. Buying real estate, investment real estate. It's a great tax loophole. Your president uses it. Many rich people use that. Buy real estate, investment real estate. Buying your own home. Buying your own home can really help you save taxes because of the big tax deductions. Turning your income from ordinary income, which means money that you work for, into investment income, money that works for you. What else? Not taking your tax refund as something that's great. It's good, you get the cash flow, but your tax refund is an interest-free loan you give to the IRS. You do not need to give the IRS an interest-free loan. What else did we talk about? Incorporating a business. incorporating a business helps you significantly reduce the risk of getting audited if you're a sole proprietor, and it also helps you save by reducing your expenses. I want to stop there. That's a lot we've covered today, and I want to thank you very much for joining. There's a lot more that I'm going to be teaching you about. I'm going to teach you about over the next couple of weeks. We're going to do this every Monday at 3 p.m. We're going to talk about making money. Today we talked about saving expenses. I'm going to talk to you about making money, how to make money, like passive income, income while you sleep, the best kind of investments to make, whether it's real estate or it's stocks or it's gold. I'm going to talk to you about reducing your expenses. There's so many things you can do without sacrificing your life, your way of life. I'm going to talk to you about debt, what the best kind of debt is and what the type of debt you should absolutely stay away from. There's debt you should never have. I'm going to talk to you about, the ways to live a happy, full life through maximizing your wealth and creating an intergenerational wealth plan for your child. I'm going to show you how to make your kids, to get your kids off on a better foot than they are now, make them richer than you are. We all want our kids to be great, but often we don't give them the tools they need, the best education in the world and a big pot of money, after we're done. Many of the richest people in the world do that, so I'm going to teach you a lot of things starting today. So sorry about the technical difficulties. I really appreciate you all being here and joining me. We're going to have fun on these broadcasts, and I look forward to seeing you next week, Monday. Woo! Bye-bye.